So guys, I'm ill today, but I really want to work on trains. Welcome back everyone to episode 44 of Create Dinos, where as you might be able to tell, I'm just a little bit ill today. I feel like death. I probably am dying, but in my opinion, dying whilst working on a train is an honorable way to go. In all seriousness, I am fine. It's just my throat is not working with me today. So yeah, I hope you enjoy nice deep voice Captain Pineapple ASMR. But anyway, yes, so we are going to be working on the train system today, which I'm kind of excited about because it's been a long time since I've worked with Create Mod on train. Because last episode, we went and made this farm, which is getting us a bunch of train tracks, and I really need to work out why it keeps doing this to me. It keeps putting smooth stone in there, and I think I can fix it if I just make a list filter for something. So yeah, we're going to be working on the train system today, and I would like to actually build this train, or at least get a functioning prototype sort of thing, because as I'll explain in a second, this is going to be a little bit strange and maybe not what some of you guys are expecting. But here we go. Right, so list filter, I need stone slab and smooth stone slab. There we go. But I think if I just go and put that there, then that should start working now. But right, so the train system, what are we actually going to need for this? So I think we need a train station which needs train casing, right? And I think that's actually everything, except it's just the train casing is a little bit difficult to get because it's brass casing and a sturdy sheet. And right, this is what I was not looking forward to. So this needs lava. And also powdered obsidian, which is not an item that we actually have right now. But of course, it is fairly easy to get, and we do have the stuff to make it. I just need to work out, okay, I don't have any obsidian right now. Where would be a good place to go and look for this? I mean, we could just go and flood a little lava pool. That sounds like the best option. Let's go and do that. Okay, so I think this is it. Yep, that is it. Oh, there's actually some lava taken from this. I'm also not sure how much train casing I should be looking to get here. So, I mean, let's just go with like 5 bits, maybe. So there we go, we've got all of that stuff. Now, the thing is, we are going to need a spout as well, and I don't think I've actually made one of these in this world yet. So, to make a spout, we need copper casing and dried kelp, and then do we also need a pipe in this, or is it going to work perfectly fine? I don't remember how you power these, or if they just work entirely by themselves. Okay, so they do need stuff going into them, great. So, for copper casing, I assume we can just do that, there we go. For pipes, we're going to need some copper sheets, and then I think the other thing we need is a valve. No, not a valve. Not a chute. What is it called? This thing, it is a mechanical pump. Right, okay, and that can be made easily as well. Oh, and of course we need an item drain as well. Right, I need another bit of copper casing. So right, we don't need much of this, so it's not really worth making a new contraption, but seeing as I've got this really fast spinning cog here anyway, I might just be able to go and use this to make the system that we need. So I believe that should be able to work. And then we'll have some pipes going up. I need to go and find a single bit of dried kelp if I have any, which of course I don't. So I'm hoping that this works just like that. And then I believe if I go and put the lava on there, it fills up and it's in the spout. So right, now I need the obsidian dust, and I'm just going to go and hijack our crushers here. And I know that this does have like a 10% chance of spitting the obsidian back out, so we might actually be able to get more here, but I don't think I need it. This is taking a really long time to crush, I'm gonna be honest. Is it still going? I'm genuinely beginning to wonder if I'm actually doing something wrong. Like, there's nothing I need to put here, right? Why is this taking so long to crush? There we go. Right, okay, so we've got 6 bits of obsidian dust, or powdered obsidian, and we actually... What? Hold on. I swear that's like a 10% chance. Oh, it's 75%. Okay, that was much less significant then. But right, so yeah, we don't need the most of this. So honestly, I will just use the 6. And luckily, that always works. Right, so then I think I can just keep putting this in. I love the texture of that, by the way. So yeah, as expected, each bucket is enough for 2. So, oh gosh, that fills up your inventory. And then all of these need to be mechanically pressed twice. So I'm just gonna go and chuck all of them on here. Okay, and final one. Here we go. Just one more little press, and we've got them all. So I have a feeling I'm going to need 2 bits of brass casing, because I'm pretty sure that you actually need 2 bits of train casing for this. One of them is for the station, and then I am 90% sure that you actually need to use a bit of train casing to make a new train at the station as well. So I think we'll go and make our brass casing there, and then if I do that, brilliant, we've got our sturdy sheet, and I don't know if I need an axe or a pickaxe for that. And then, yeah, to make the train station, we're gonna need a compass. Now, I definitely do have redstone somewhere. Yep, there it is. See, who needs a storage system when you can just have chests everywhere? But then, yeah, so if I go and put that together there, oh, we get 2 train stations. That's nice. And then, how does this work again? So, you place it on the track. I know that much. To create a new train, you put it on assembly mode. Okay. And then you use the train casing on that. And that's how you get the wheels. Okay. And I think you have a maximum of 2 wheels per carriage. And of course, that's also what kind of looks best in most cases. So, right. Okay, I know what we're doing. So now, we actually need to decide on where we're going to put this. And I'll be honest, I have done a lot of thinking about where this train is going to go and stuff, because I have mentioned the fact that I want this to be a park train. I want it to take you around the whole park and maybe drop you off, but also be a bit of a sightseeing thing. So, of course, there's obvious places for it to pass by. Like, we can have it go past the aviary and everything. It can loop around all of these enclosures here, probably go over this river at some point. But, of course, it needs an actual place to start at. And I am thinking this little area next to the Spinosaurus viewing gallery. And the reason why is because thinking logistically about how a park is going to work and everything, you want guests to have the easiest time getting around that they possibly can. This is why, you know, at the entrance to the park, you've immediately got access to the aquatic areas, you've got all of the shops that would go here, you've got the main visitor center, and it's also very clear where you can go to get to other things, like the fact that the aviary is within sight. It all hinges on the idea of, you know, making it an easy time for your guests to get around. And that, of course, includes transport as well. Because, of course, we're going to have guests who would arrive at the park and they would immediately know where they're going. Like, they've been to the park several times before and they're like, I want to get a train to, I don't know, the desert area. The desert area doesn't exist, but like, hey, we're gonna work on it one day. So you would want that guest to immediately be able to walk in the park, just turn right off here and get on the train and go. And in the same way, you also kind of want the exact same thing in reverse. When your guests are leaving the park, you want them to be able to just like get off the train and immediately go. So yeah, in short, I'm saying we should put the train here. And as for what the train is going to look like, I will get to that after I clear out this space. Oh gosh, I didn't think about the fact I would need to dig a hill. But yeah, we'll get to the design of the train after I have cleared up a little spot for it, because also we can't actually build anything until we get the tracks in. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, this took much longer to dig out than I thought. I mean, granted, it's not taken massively long. It was maybe like 30 to 40 minutes or something. I just didn't expect it to take that long. But the good news is it's taken long enough to the point where my items are despawning, so I don't need to worry about them filling up my inventory anymore. But anyway, so this is what we have currently, and I am not entirely sure how much of this is going to be a train, honestly. I mean, you can tell the fact that, like, I've planned out where the track track is going, because the track needs to be lower down so that, like, you know, the passengers get on at the correct height. Because if you never realized, by the way, the train is like 2 blocks higher than the ground. So basically, all of this is dug out so that there's room for the floor, and then like a little dip in the ground so we can have the floor and the tracks on top, and hopefully the train will work out to be the same level as just the normal floor. Whether that's actually correct, I will have to see. But so far, I am liking it. The one thing is, I just don't know how big this train is going to be and everything, because, I mean, I'm planning for it to leave that way. I think just due to what we have built up, and also just the fact that it feels right, it seems like the train should leave going this way, go around the Spinosaurus thing, and probably up towards the aviary. But of course, I need to give this thing enough room to move and, like, turn around and everything like that. And there's also the fact that it's going to need to come out somewhere over here. Because, yeah, like, the entire train has to be a full loop. Not necessarily today, because, I mean, like, we haven't got half the places where it's going to go. But eventually, we are going to need this train to come back through a tunnel somewhere here and turn around and be facing that way, ready for passengers to get on. And given the fact that the train tracks are 3 blocks wide and I have made this whole thing 5 blocks wide so that it's got plenty of room, like, yeah, we're a bit tight on space. Because, I mean, that does mean that, like, the tunnel is going to take up these 5 blocks here. And then considering the fact that there's got to be a corner somewhere here, or at least a chicane, something sending it off that way. I don't know, the limit is probably around where this moss block tower is, actually. Because, yeah, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5 blocks. That works out quite well, actually. So great. We know that our train is going to come up to here, and it's probably going to have to stop somewhere around there. That will give us 20 blocks, and you know what? I can work with 20. Hi, mate. Okay, 20 blocks. I can probably work with that, and that, I think, gives us enough room for, like, maybe 3 carriages? In fact, yes, 3 is actually the perfect number, because what we can do is 6 blocks for 1 carriage, then a block gap, then 6 blocks again, then another block gap, and then we've got 6 blocks. Can you get out the way? But then we've got another block gap, and then another 6 blocks for the front carriage, which is going to be our most decorative one, and the one which I am going to struggle designing the most, probably. Because now, guys, we are actually on to talking about what this train is going to look like. So, I have seen a lot of different suggestions for what the train should be and stuff. I've had people saying I should do little trains that go around the enclosures and stuff, and, like, maybe we can decorate them to look like the gyrospheres from Jurassic World. I've seen suggestions for the monorail from Jurassic World. But here's the thing, guys. I have put a lot of thought into this myself, and the conclusion that I have come to is, well, that's a train track. It looks like a train track. And whilst a monorail would look really cool and probably fit in quite well with the whole sort of modern aesthetic that we've got in a lot of the builds here, what I think would actually be more fun is to go with, like, an actual mini train, but decorated to look like a dinosaur. So my idea for this is that not only are we going to have several stations around the park and stuff, but what we should do is we should have a bunch of different trains for each of the stations, and they all look like different dinosaurs. Is this not the coolest idea ever? I'm hurting my throat. I should calm down. Anyway, you get my point. You get what I'm saying and stuff. I want to do a dinosaur-themed train. But of course, to work on this, I am actually going to need a train station, first of all. So, I mean, let's just get the basics in place, not the full station. But I do at least need a train track to build off of here. Okay, so here we go. Everything's in place, and there's been some changes of plan. So I thought that the minimum turning circle for a train was 5 blocks and stuff, and that's kind of why I planned everything the way I did. Turns out the minimum turning circle is 7 blocks, which meant that basically this corner couldn't be as tight as it was before, which meant it had to get extended out this way, which then of course pushes the whole train along that way. So now, instead of sending this track around the edge of the the Spinosaurus enclosure, which was the original plan, what I am probably going to do is actually make it sort of go through the Spinosaurus enclosure. And, you know, since that Spinosaurus never seems to leave the water, I'm sure it'll be fine. Nothing could ever go wrong putting a train at head height of a massive apex predator. But as for where the station needs to go, I think, do I just, like, can I just slot it into the wall here? Like, it'll be a little bit strange and everything, but I think I just kind of need to do that because, yeah, like, I don't want it up there. So if I hit create new train, there we go. And yeah, so this is the earliest spot at which we can put a train bit. And let's see, can I put any later? It doesn't seem to want to let me put any later, so I think that goes there. Okay, and now I can put more later on, which actually means I'm gonna go and get some more train casing because I need to actually plan out where all of it goes. And of course, the other thing which I need to be sure of is because this train is going to go around the whole park and we're actually gonna have multiple stations, every single station and every single train needs to be designed with things in the exact same place. Otherwise, it isn't going to line up. So we're gonna do the other two, like, bits here, and then there's gonna be one there, and I need one to go right here, but I don't have a train casing right now. And I don't know how you connect up all of these. I know that you can click on these to change their style, so I'm gonna do that for the front two there, but I don't entirely know how you connect up these. I have a feeling you just need to, like, build them together, and I think the train will just combine them all when it's done. And of course, as I've said, we're gonna be theming all of the trains around different dinosaurs in the park and stuff, so since this one is, number one, the first train in the park, number two, it's right on Main Street, which makes it the most important, and number three is right next to my favorite dinosaur of all time, the Spinosaurus, I think we're gonna make a Spinosaurus-themed train. How am I gonna do this? I have absolutely no clue. But I am not one to back down to a challenge, so let's work this out. I think number one, we're gonna do a spruce floor. Oh, and you know what? Maybe where there isn't any wheels in the way, I should actually put stairs on the side there. That might look better. Yeah, I think that's just a little bit more shape, and it feels a bit more connected. And you might notice I'm not touching this front carriage yet. That's just because that one is going to look very different to the other two. Because this one is going to be for the driver, this one is going to be for all of the passengers. So, you know, these ones need to have a bunch of seats and look really pretty and be really comfortable. This one needs to look like the front of a Spinosaurus, or at least be identifiable as a Spinosaurus. Maybe the most detail we can add is a little tail on the back of it. I think red seats from the Create mod might be best. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of the color I associate with a Spinosaurus, and I think if we do it like that, so you can walk down the middle still, and then of course you've got a little bit extra at the back. I mean, maybe I could do more than that, actually. Because, I mean, I could just make it so that, like, you get on the train at all three rows here. And, I mean, that is sort of closer to how they work in actual zoos and everything. Normally, it is a bit like that. Now, whilst I wait for some more wool and stuff, I'm wondering, like, are there any grey trapdoors that I can use? I don't know why. I just kind of associate the Spinosaurus with red and grey. Maybe because I've watched too much Jurassic Park or something. I mean, what's that? That's mangrove. I do have mangrove. I could also try and get maple, maybe? Nature's compass anywhere? Come on. I know I should have one of these somewhere. Where is my nature's compass? Maple, how close are you? And there we go, we're back. So after that effort, I'm gonna hope that this actually looks good. Because the thing is, we are using trapdoors, and trapdoors are a little bit risky just because, like, they don't always look the best if they've got air gaps in them. So I'm just a little unsure on how this will go. So let's see, for the back of the seat, oh, like it's a bit more of a glass sort of texture. Okay, so that actually means that, like, I don't know if that's gonna look that good. I mean, not to be weird, but, like, that will mean that, like, as the train rolls in, there's just a window at people's butt. It's like, it's the right color. I just wish it wasn't transparent. I mean, it might work. I'm just not entirely sure. I mean, actually, the more I'm adding, the better this is looking, so it might be okay. Yeah, you know what? Now that I've added more and we're sort of seeing it come together, yeah, I like this. This is a good idea. Never mind about any of my concerns. Now, I'm looking at blocks to use for the roof and stuff, and honestly, the rocky stone slab kind of looks like it might be nice. And I know that that one's fairly cheap. I'm pretty sure it's just cobblestone and stone. But then I would also like to do an accent block, and I know what I'm going to use for that. Cherry wood right down the middle. I love that color. Now, I do need to double check to make sure that this does actually look good on the train and everything, because as much as I love the color, it is definitely not gonna work everywhere. But let's see. I think that that looks good. And actually, I'm wondering if I can do, like, can I just do a little decoration like that or something? Yeah, let's go with that. I just want to give it a little more shape and make it feel a bit more like, I don't know, cool. Because it just kind of looks very flat and plain right now, and I don't like it. Now, the other thing I would like to try is just, I feel like you need a little more space to step onto the train, and I can put trapdoors here, but I don't want them sticking out all the time. That's going to be a bit weird. But if I just flip them down, there we go. So it's got like a little bit more of a step on the end for you to go off of. But it also doesn't feel like it's just poking out of the train unnecessarily and looking weird. Now, it might make it a bit, yeah, like it's still difficult to walk on. But I think you are kind of always going to have this problem because it's only ever going to look good when there's a gap here. But like, you can't have too big of a gap. So I don't know. It's annoying, but I think we're stuck with it. But now, with these two trains done, they're not entirely complete. There's still something I want to add to them, which I think is going to look cool. But I want to focus on the main carriage right now, because this is going to be the one that's pulling the rest of it along, and it's going to be the one that we sit in and drive. So I need this one to look good. And somehow, I have to make it look Spinosaurus themed. So I'll admit, I'm a little unsure on this, but like, just give me a minute or something. I'll see what I can do. Alright, so this is looking terrible right now. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, this is not my best work. Maybe it's the illness, maybe my brain is slowly turning off. But genuinely, I don't know how to build a train. They're difficult, man. Why did I decide to do this today? I wanted to build a train, and now I'm struggling. So if any of you guys have any ideas on how to improve this, just the thing as a whole, like even these carriages, I'm kind of now looking at going, please leave a comment below, because I'm stuck. There is one last thing, though, which I would like to do, and this is an idea which I really want to try and see if it works, but I'm gonna need some redwood for this as well. But what I want to try is if I go and head up on top of the train, and let's go like there. Oh, I was hoping I could do this 3 blocks long, but of course it's not the best number. Okay, you know what? Hold on, we'll do it a little bit uneven. So I'm gonna put those walls there. Then I need a trapdoor here, and I'm gonna close that. Another trapdoor there, a slab there, trapdoor, and then another trapdoor on this side that's closed. And then if I go and do this on this side as well, then jumping down, how does this look? Bad. Yeah, that looks terrible. What if I try it with stairs instead of the trapdoors? It looks, I mean, marginally better. I think it needs a different block. The, like, rocky stone isn't the right thing. What if I try cut andesite? It looks definitely better. Still not perfect, but once again, I'm not really sure what I can do. If you can't tell, it's supposed to be a spine, because it's a Spinosaurus train, so we put the spine on top. I don't know, this is definitely not my best work. But for now, the train is at least done. I am going to go and chuck all of these blocks off the edge, because I do not need all of this, and it's filling up my inventory. But the final thing which I really want to do is, first of all, I need to glue the train together, because otherwise it's not going to work. But then I want to actually drive it. And I don't know what it's going to be like trying to drive it, because of course it's kind of not really complete in any sort of way. Like, it's not even got another station to pull into. We're just going to have to reverse back to the one that we came from. But I would like to see this actually working. Like, I refuse to end the episode until I get it working. So let's see. Where is all of my glue? I I know that I should have some, although there's a chance that it all got used up, maybe. Or it's just gonna be dumped in a random chest somewhere. There we go, we've got glue. So I need to be careful with how I do this, because I need to make sure that the correct stuff is glued together. So, this can glue all the way to over here. That needs to overlap with that, and that needs to overlap with what is behind it, actually. Just like that. There we go, and we can close it. Then I think that overlapping with that should be the first carriage done. Oh, wait, no, because we've got all of these buttons. Right, okay, so then we do that as well, and I need to do that on the other side. And now, basically, repeat the process for all of this as well. Okay, and I think that is now everything selected correctly. So, of course, all of these things need to be overlapping so that they're connected, but there should be no overlapping between this carriage and this carriage. And the same with this one and this one, but this is a bit more obvious because there's a gap in the middle. And then I'm hoping that this works, but then if I go and hit assemble train, attach at least one forward-facing train control. I don't have any control. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I've forgotten to put any controls on the train. Please tell me I've got some lava so that I can make some stuff. Yes, okay. Right, okay, so this needs... Oh, I hate making these. These are genuinely my least favorite item to make in the Create mod. Come on, last bit, please. There we go, finally. Oh my gosh. That takes so long. I hate making those. I'm pretty sure, like, if I just go and break that and then put that there, yeah, that should all work. And now we should be able to assemble the train. This is definitely correct. There's definitely stuff stuck to that. That is indeed forward facing. That is the way I want the train to go. Why is that not working? Attach at least one forward-facing train control. It's forward-facing. There we go. Okay, I just told it to work, and I think it's done that now. So I believe we now have a Spinosaurus train working. Now, obviously, right now, it's got nowhere to go, which is why I have got some train tracks in my inventory. Because if I just go and click that, and we are just gonna go and take this on an adventure somewhere. Like, yep, it can go up there. We'll just... Ow. I think coming over here might be fun. Like, what if we just follow the fence, you know? And I think there should be good. Like, that should be enough for me to test if the train works. And this is actually going to be my first ever time using a train with multiple carriages in the Create mod. So, I mean, this is gonna be fun. It's exciting. My throat does not have the capabilities to express such a thing right now, but I'm excited. So, I mean, I think if I just sit here, this should give me... Oh, wait, no, I need to click that. There we go. Oh my gosh, we've got a train, and if I just press W, we are leaving we're leaving it all behind. Okay. Brilliant test run, guys. Glad that we did that. So now, if I hit control on that and then go and take a seat, right. Here we go, once again. Oh my gosh, I've got a hat. I didn't realize I had a little hat. Oh my god, that's adorable. I have a little train conductor's hat. Oh, that's amazing. But right, in 3, 2, 1, let's get the train move. It all works. Oh my gosh, each carriage works. This is amazing. This is the best thing I have done in this world. And now we've officially hit the stop because we ran out of track. What's it like reversing? I mean, it works. I have a Spinosaurus train. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a success. I have a Spinosaurus train. It looks ridiculous. It's a terrible design. I don't really know how to improve it because I'm not good at train designs or building biological stuff, and this is a combination of the two. But we have a Spinosaurus train. And I think our next project is probably going to be the actual station for this, because I mean, like, yeah, we've got the tracks and we have the train, but like, this isn't a station. This looks terrible right now. So the next project is going to be like making the whole station for this, but also starting the railway and sending it off on its first bit. Like, there might be a station over there, I think, next. Like, yeah, I feel like from here to the aviary, that's a good distance. So if you want to see that, then hang around until next episode, because that's when we're gonna do it. For now, I hope you all have enjoyed. I'm gonna go and rest my throat, and my nose is starting to kill me. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you all next time. Oh, it looks terrible, but I really love this.